Hi, my name is Qasim Mohammed, and this is my assignment 3 presentation for Comp 482, Human-Computer Interaction. The system is called CampusFit and is a campus fitness center booking system. Over the next few minutes, I will walk through the project scope, the design process, the implementation, and the evaluation results. So the problem Campus Fit is trying to solve is pretty straightforward. Right now, the Campus Fitness Center runs everything manually. Students sign up for classes at the front desk, class rosters are kept on paper, and the equipment access is first come, first serve. That leads to overcrowding at peak times, long wait times, and a lot of scheduling conflicts for group fitness classes. Campus Fit replaces all of that with a centralized desktop booking system. Students can browse and book classes, instructors can check their enrollment numbers, front desk staff can handle walk-ins quickly, and the manager can pull usage reports. Each user role gets their own dashboard designed for their specific task. The whole system was designed using Greenberg's Task Center system design approach. That means we started by identifying all real users and their concrete tasks first, then designed the interface around those tasks. 7 task scenarios were developed based on 4 user rules, and those tasks drove every design decision from start to finish. There are 4 user rules in the system. First is students. That includes Priya Sharma, Marcus Shen, Aisha Patel, and James Whitfield. They need to browse the schedule, book and cancel classes, join waitlists, and check availability. Second, instructors like Dana Okafor, Elena Vasquez, Raj Patel. They need to see their assigned classes, check how many students have registered, and take attendance. Third is the front desk staff, represented by Tom Reeves. He needs to search for members, handle walk-in check-ins quickly during busy periods, and monitor how full each zone of the facility is. And the fourth is the manager, Sandra Liu. She needs utilization stats and class capacity reports for her monthly summaries for the athletic department. So there are 7 concrete tasks from assignment 1 that the system was designed to support. Task 1 is Priya booking for her first yoga class. She's a first-time user who heard about the class from a friend and wants to sign up quickly on her phone. In the system, she can do this in 3 clicks from the schedule. Task 2 is Marcus canceling and rebooking. His study group moves, so he needs to cancel his Monday session and find an alternative later in the week. Task 3 is Dana checking her enrollment numbers 2 minutes before class starts. Task 4 is Tom registering a walk-in student during 5 p.m. rush with people waiting in line behind him. Task 5 is Aisha joining a waitlist for a Zumba class. Task 6 is James, who uses a wheelchair, needing accessible weight room info. This one is partially addressed since occupancy data exists on the staff kiosk but is not visible to students. And Task 7 is Sandra pulling her monthly usage report. In assignment 1, 2 different interface approaches were considered. Design A was form-based approach, kind of like the cheap shop prototype from the readings. Users would select a class from the dropdown, fill in their student ID, and submit. It was simple to build, but it required users to already have the class name and time. There was no visual overview of the weekly schedule, and availability was only shown after form submission. That does not support browsing behavior, which is what users like Priya and Aisha actually need, so it was rejected. Design B, which was the chosen design, uses a card-based weekly calendar layout. Classes appear as a color-coded cards on a weekly grid. Green is booked and gray for full. Tapping a card opens the class details where you can book with one tap. This supports both users who know exactly what they want and users who just want to be browsing. 7 screens were prototyped in total, which are the schedule, the booking dialog, confirmation, my bookings, waitlist, instructor dashboard, and staff kiosk. The prototypes were evaluating using task-centered walkthroughs. The idea is to step through each task action by action on the low-fidelity prototype and ask at every step. Does the user have the knowledge to do this? Will they see the right control? Will they understand the feedback? For task 1, Priya's walkthrough went well. She opens the schedule, sees the color-coded weekly grid, spots Thursday yoga as the lavender, taps it, sees the details, and books it. She gets her confirmation. 3 clicks total, and the color coding made browsing intuitive for even first-time users. For task 4, Tom's walk-in scenario, there was an issue. The original prototype had no confirmation state after registration. Staff need to see visual feedback so they can tell students standing in front of them that the check-in worked. That was flagged and fixed in the final build. The walkthroughs turned up four main problems and each one was addressed. First, the walk-in registration had no confirmation feedback. We added a check-in log and a visual confirmation on the staff kiosk. Second, the waitlist acceptance flow was never prototyped. The final build has a waitlist screen showing a position and leave with confirmation. Third, the instructor class cancel class flow was incomplete. The instructor dashboard now shows a full roster with attendance tracking. And fourth, there was no onboarding for first-time users like Priya. We added a color legend at the top of the schedule and kept the card layout intuitive enough not to need a tutorial. The big takeaway was that card-based weekly calendar design achieved the three-click booking requirement and worked well for both browsing and goal-oriented users. The system was built in Java Swing using JDK 25 with no external libraries or dependencies, just a standard JDK. One interesting technical challenge was that on Mac OS, the native Swing and look and feel ignores the set background method on buttons. So all buttons use a custom paint component override with fill round rect to make sure the colors show up correctly on every platform. The data layer is an in-memory singleton store with hard-coded test accounts and 15 fitness classes. No database needed for the prototype. The architecture is role-based, so when a user logs in, they are directed straight to their specific dashboard. Students see the schedule, instructors see the class list, staff see the walk-in kiosk, and the manager sees the report panel. So here are the main student-facing screens. The login screen uses a split panel layout with gradient branding on the left and the login on the right. Users select their role from the drop-down and enter the credentials. The weekly schedule is the core screen. It has a dark sidebar for navigation. The main area is a grid with time slots along the left side and days across the top. Each class is color-coded by the type. As you can see on the top there, it's kind of small to see, but yoga in lavender, spin in orange, and so on. There's a color legend at the top and filters for class type and time of day. Book classes flip to green and full classes go to gray. The booking dialog shows all the class details and adapts its buttons based on the current state. Book if available, join waitlist if full, or cancel if already booked. And the My Booking screen lists everything with the cancel button that has confirmation prompt to prevent accidental removals. So on the staff and admin side, the instructor dashboard shows class cards with the green accent stripe and a view roster button that opens the full student list with attendance tracking. The walk-in kiosk has facility capacity cards across the top, which are like cardio zone, weight room, pool, with occupancy numbers as well. Below that is a search bar that makes both member IDs and names, with a check-in log at the bottom for verification. The manager report screen shows four stat cards total: classes, capacity, registration, and utilization rate, plus a detailed table listing every class with its numbers. And the waitlist screen shows positive in the queue with a leave button. So on the left-hand side, here are things that worked well. The role-based login sends each user straight to their right screen. The color-coded schedule grid lets students scan the week at a glance. The time labels along the left side make it readable like a timetable, which is familiar. The front desk kiosk supports both ID and name search, and the confirmation dialogues on things like canceling booking prevent accidental mistakes. On the right hand are things that we needed for improvement. The sidebar navigation only exists on the student schedule. The other rows have flat layouts, which is inconsistent. Feedback is all through standard swing dialog box instead of modern notifications. Accessibility features like screen reader labels and focus indicators need a full audit. Staff search does not handle typos as well. And the manager reports are limited to the current week without date range selection or export options. So the prototype was evaluated against the 9 heuristics from Nielsen and Molick. 12 problems were identified in total. The good news is that none were catastrophic and none were major. 7 were minor usability issues at a severity 2, and 5 were cosmetic at severity 1. The most common issues were around consistency, the sidebar only appearing on the student screen, and minimizing memory load since users have to remember their login IDs with no assistance. Feedback relied too much on dialog boxes, and error prevention was strong for cancellation but not consistent for other actions. On the other side, the color-coded schedule scored well on this on the simple and natural dialogue heuristic. The role-based language scored well on speaking the user's language, and the confirmation dialogue scored well on error prevention. To wrap up, CampusFit successfully addresses 5 of the 7 tasks from assignment 1, with the other 2 partially addressed and clear paths forward for each. The task-centered design approach translated well from paper prototypes to working Java Swing code, and the heuristic evaluation confirmed there are no major or catastrophic issues, just minor refinements that would be tackled in its next version. Now I'm going to show you how my app works live. So here is my app I developed here. So you can see here the student roles, the user ID, and the password page. So we're going to start off with selecting students, and we're going to search how it looks like in a student view. So as you can see here, this is the full schedule for a student. You see her name here, Priya, with her ID number. It shows the week that we're in at the top. It shows all the legend shows what we are looking at here. So yoga is lavender, Pilates is pink, spin class is yellow, whatnot. So if we want to book a class, we can book a class here. So along the left is the times, and along the top is the dates. So if we want to book a class, we just click on the class card, and it shows how much available spots there are, the instructor's name, the date, and the location. So we can see here book class, and a confirmation notification comes up saying we have successfully booked the class. So we go to my bookings, we can see all the classes are pre-as booked for and the times as well. And we have the option to cancel. Also, in the student screen, there is a waitlist button, so we can see which classes we are currently on waitlist for as well. There's also a filter option. We can filter classes and times as well. So if you want to only look at yoga, we can see yoga. Zumba, we only see Zumba. All right, next we're going to look at it from an instructor's dashboard. So here in the instructor's dashboard, we're looking at the instructor Dana Okafor. So you can see all the classes that she teaches, the times they are, the location, and how many students are registered to each class. So for her yoga class, we could press view roster, and we can see which students are actually signed up for the class. So this gives the instructor time, the ability to see who's currently enrolled, so she could cancel based on if there's enough people in it, something that type of sort of things. Next, we're going to be looking at it from staff overview. So here we can see this is how it looks like from Tom Reeves, which is part of the front desk staff. So across the top, you can see like facility capacity cards. So like different areas of the gym, we can see how many people are currently there. And if we want to check somebody in as a walk-in, we just type in their name, search it, and press check in. So when we check in, we see a confirmation dialog that pops up. So that confirms to the front desk person that they did successfully check in, and also it pops up in the log right there with the time they checked in. We can try for another student as well. James, check in. Both names are listed right there. Last but not least, we're going to look at the manager dashboard. Here in the manager dashboard of Sandra Liu, we can see like the total amount of classes, the total capacity, total registration, utilization rate. Along with that, we can see all the different classes, the instructor names, and how much people are registered and capacity of those as well.